A Regenerative Vision for Southwest Hazelwood in Pittsburgh by Charlotte Schmitt. Southwest Hazelwood is located below the CSX rail line, 1 block down from 2nd Avenue. It has a very rich history due to its industrial past. Through this studio, I was able to connect with local residents and discuss their experiences living in Hazelwood and below the tracks. We discussed the past as well as the future of the neighborhood. It is clear that residents have many great ideas for how to improve the neighborhood. One of the key concerns was how to design for the future without displacing the current residents. For my design, A Regenerative Vision for Hazelwood, it focuses on dealing with the environmental stressors on the site by creating a greener future in order to improve the overall well-being of the current residents. In order to promote well-being, there are 6 main goals for my project. Number 1 is to improve walkability in Southwest Hazelwood. Number 2, reduce the impact of environmental stressors on the residents here. Number 3, improve air quality and the health of residents. Number 4, create a social hub that attracts residents and visitors from nearby communities in Hazelwood Green. Number 5, to promote green entrepreneurship to create jobs for local residents here. And number 6, to promote nature-based education for the students that live here. The site analysis and inventory I performed focuses on the potential environmental hazards that exist on the site, such as with the salt pile, the electric station, the rail yard, and recycle source in order to create a new vision for the site. My design concept ultimately was a way to create a green stretch across the neighborhood along the rail line as a way to invite interaction between residents and the natural environment while dealing with existing environmental problems. The circulation follows this as it connects from Hazelwood Green past the salt pile and electric station, around the shipping area and the rail yard, to the recycling center and the pedestrian bridge off of Lytle Street. My overall design concept has 4 main components. The first is a restored Hazelwood forest, second, the Southwest Sanctuary Garden, third, the heirloom orchard, and fourth, the remediation mound, all creating a natural green stretch across the neighborhood. The restored Hazelwood forest will feature greenhouses and a nursery that grows the trees for the forest and surrounding sites. Eventually, it will function as a permanent nursery for the community and can employ local residents. Meandering pathways throughout the forest are for both biking and walking. The elevated walkway over the forest will feature a treehouse classroom where educational sessions or community programming can be held for students, and it provides views to the Monongahela and to downtown Pittsburgh. This perspective shows the Hazelwood forest from the ground level. The entrance to the canopy walk is at the walkway intersection and next to the nursery. This view shows the perspective from the canopy walk overlooking the forest. The materials of the walkway are corten steel, wooden railing, and decking that were made from long-lasting treated wood made locally in Pennsylvania. The classroom and lighting for the walkway will be powered by solar panels. This view shows the nursery. Here, there is plenty of room for a permanent greenhouse and a head house where work equipment will be kept. There is also room for a less permanent polyhouse and compost bins. In order to create the forest and the nursery, there will need to be a 3-phase implementation plan. In phase 1, the nursery will be built to grow the trees for the forest. There will need to be coordination between the Penn State Center and local community organizations such as the Heinz Foundation and the Hazelwood Initiative to set up a master gardening program here to employ gardeners to work here as well as local volunteers. The forest will need to be grown quickly in this phase through a method that plants hybrid trees that can create temporary canopy to allow native canopy trees to grow up and take their place. In phase 2, the hybrids will be culled so that native canopy can grow and the understory can follow. In about 10 years or more, there should be a mini forest growing on the site. The nursery will be able to begin selling larger caliber sized trees to other areas besides just the forest. Phase 3 is to maintain the nursery and the forest, which should be fully functioning at this point. This should allow local residents to receive full-time employment at these sites. The plants in the forest that would be planted in the nursery should be mixed mesophytic forest species. The Healing Sanctuary Garden will be located in the center of the entire site. It will be located along the border of the transfer site, which will have to be pushed back in order to make room for the garden, but should not be a problem as the rail yard is mainly underutilized space. This area will provide a peaceful location for residents to come and relax, and also honors the industrial past. It is a way to help residents heal. This view shows the entrance to the garden located at the intersection of Cortlandt and Blair Street. The garden is separated from the road through tall plantings which create a sense of separation from the street and invite one to walk in. The plants chosen are ones that stimulate the senses, while many also have medicinal benefits as well. Materiality on the site includes corten steel to line the sidewalk that stretches along the entire site in order to guide people through the space. The dense plantings and trees create rooms throughout the garden, and LED lighting is placed throughout to promote a sense of safety at night. Street trees are also planted along the edge every 10 or 15 feet or so. This view shows the steel water feature in the site that creates a soothing noise and resembles steel beams as a nod to the past. The colorful fence and raised mound behind it provide separation from the rail yard. This view shows the sense of rooms that are created in the garden by the meandering smaller pathways that come off the main one, in order to create a sense of privacy for people that sit along the benches in the pathways. People can come here to relax and receive the benefits of nature. The side pathways are made of loose gravel that encourage slower movement, while the main one is made of a permeable concrete paver pathway so that it is still wheelchair accessible but promotes slower movement through the space rather than smooth concrete or asphalt. The final area is that by the recycling center and the towing company along the currently active rail line. The dense tree plantings and raised landform provide a physical and mental barrier from the noise and pollution created by recycle source. The orchard provides fresh organic fruit to the neighborhood and creates job opportunities as well. The heirloom orchard near the pedestrian bridge and across from the towing company will use an integrated pest management system that focuses on natural organic products without pesticides in order to promote healthy orchard practices that are mutually beneficial for humans and the environment. The remediation mound will create a barrier between the recycling center and the residents in the neighborhood to improve air quality and health, as well as block it from the site. Though it is an important asset for the community, it is located very close to the residents. A conservation easement will be required to build on their property. The mound will be built in phases and use an adaptive management approach in order to ensure success. Phase 1 is to first deal with the soil, and a soil expert will be required to handle the implementation. Treating the soil till to allow for healthy soil that is plantable is necessary. In Phase 2, the initial vegetation will be planted here. Tree saplings from the nursery will be used. Phase 3 looks at the longer-term plantings. Trees will grow taller and become screening for the recycle source and begin to improve the air quality. The long-term benefits will begin in this stage. Overall, my design goal was to create a natural green stretch through Southwest Hazelwood that is beneficial for both the environment and the residents. I wanted to deal with environmental problems through an ecological approach that helps the residents mentally and physically. It is a regenerative vision that looks positively at the future below the tracks. I am very grateful for the support of our community partners and local residents. None of this would have been possible without them taking the time to educate us and share their experiences with us. Thank you.